Hey there YouTube, Shiratora 1979 here, coming with another video. This is actually going to be a video done in two parts. Part one is going to be coming up today, and part two probably in the next couple of days. Basically, they're going to be both dealing with the similar subject of religious dress. And this first one's going to be personal. Quick backstory is there's quite a community here of YouTube of full-time Christian head covering women. Basically, Christian women who believe, as did the early church believe, that part of being a Christian woman is to cover her head at all times in public. Not to the level the Muslim do. We're talking just their head and neck. That's pretty much it. It wasn't being forced on people who weren't Christian. You know, this is a sign saying, I am a Christian, I'm not ashamed. And one of them, called the Veiled Catholic, was coming under attack by many people, a lot of different Protestant groups, or Protestant users. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's the truth. Saying she's not really Christian, she's a Muslim, and she's trying to get people to deconvert, and it's proved by the fact that she wears a headscarf. Well, there's plenty. I'm not going to get into if it is biblical. There's plenty of videos websites showing yes, it is. But because of that, and her stating it, and me going around watching some of the videos by the other full-time head covering Christians, I notice it's always them, but I have yet to see a single husband talk about how they feel about it. So I decided that's what I'm going to do. This video is just about how I feel and arrived at these discussions. Now, to be fair, my wife, who is standing over here, was a head covering before I met her. First time I met her, she had her head covered. And I didn't think much of it. She told me why. I thought, hey, that's cool. You know, I didn't make the automatic assumption to Muslim like many people do.
Yeah, but it was just a bandana. Like, lots of people wear bandanas.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't...
I don't even think... It wasn't really a religious conviction
at this point.
When I met you. I only did it some of the time, and it was just sort of...
Yeah, so...
I felt like it.
And you can see that's grown. She actually really does believe it now. And we got married, and it kind of came to a head to where I had to make a decision about this, on how I was going to feel when we were out looking for jobs. Because the day we got home from our honeymoon, I was fired. So we were both searching for jobs. And what ends up happening is she goes to interviews. I got one pretty soon after. And she's going to interview after interview. And she was always covering her head. And it was kind of getting to me. And I finally said, look, just don't wear it there, wear it afterwards, or don't wear it to work. It's not that important. I'm going to say this right now. I have said some boneheaded, pig-headed, idiotic things in my life. And me making those statements to my wife have to be some of the biggest. Because it's true. She's laughing over here. Her religious conviction is part of what makes her her. She feels so strongly, come here, Jen, she is willing to come out with a head covering like this. Now, this isn't exactly what she was wearing this afternoon, but it's very close. It was a little bit neater.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you now, she's got it wrapped around her neck because it's cold outside. Now she's toasty warm.
I know. No sweater or nothing, but when you get your neck and head covered, yeah.
So, but she's willing to endure stares. She's enduring to get questions. She's willing to endure the person coming up and handing her a tract to save the Muslim. I don't think that's actually... Has that happened to you yet?
No. I did... we had a Muslim patient where I worked, and I saw her at the grocery store, and she greeted me in Arabic, and I kind of freaked out a little bit.
So...
That was the worst thing that happens.
But she's willing to go out and endure that, even today. And how dare I take presumption to say I have to be more important than her most deeply held beliefs, because those deeply held beliefs are part of what makes her her. And she's not going out trying to force it on others. She's not trying to say all Christians should do that. I mean, it's a personal conviction. And she has actually told me, if you don't believe it, don't do it. And it took me a while to do that, because it took me a while because it is kind of a stigma since 9/11. This entire Muslim phobia going around, invading, in a lot of different sectors, not just Christian, but many. Um, so I just kind of came to believe that, hey, it is biblical. If someone actually will ask, why is she wearing it? And people do, we'll tell them the truth. And they can take it or leave it. We are Christian. She is Christian. And I'll be honest, for the long time, she had the faith to do that, to endure all that. What do most Christians do to show their faith in a non combative way? And I'm not talking about the person willing to stand on the street corner and scream at people from the Bible. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just living a show of faith that doesn't intrude on other people's lives, that it isn't condemning, yet is different enough that people will take notice. And just wearing a cross isn't one of those, because everybody wears crosses. Doesn't matter. It's no longer a religious symbol for many people. It's become more of a fashion statement. But I just wanted to give some ideas that, for me, I have no problem with it. She's got a job now, and like she said, if a person has that much of a problem with it, she doesn't need to work there anyway, because they'll have a problem with her wearing it in their private life. So, anyway, I would say though, if any Christian men whose wives are full-time head covering, I would love, honestly, I would love to hear what you think about your wife, and be honest. I mean, if you have some problems with it, because I think we would all like to hear, because there's different opinion for every person on earth. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I will be doing a part 2 here in the next couple of days once I calm down about it. This next issue I'm going to talk about has got my blood boiling a little bit, and my wife said I might want to calm down and do a little bit more research before I rip someone a new one. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. Be safe out there.